What's your vision for a perfect museum?
The perfect museum would not be one static thing. It would be something in movement. It would be changing and responding. So I guess that's part of a vision, but it doesn't boil down into, it's got to have this set of objects or something like that. So one of the projects that I work on is part of a big project called Heritage Futures. And the particular theme that I work on is called profusion. And what that's concerned with is, in the face of mass production, mass consumption, we have so many things that are being produced now, and both in our homes and for museums, there's kind of a question of what do we keep? What do we do with all this stuff? So what do we select? So one of the things we've done in that project is to actually work with people called declutterers. So actually we're quite interested that there's a whole profession of this has grown up. And we decided for one of our events to bring a professional declutterer, someone who goes into people's homes to help them sort themselves out, together with museum staff, and to see what ideas that came up with for museums, especially for the kinds of museums that are collecting from the everyday and from the contemporary, and that are struggling with these questions. What do we keep?
Is a museum becoming an event?
The arguments that we're moving to more event culture do have something in them, I think, absolutely. But whether we have to see it as a kind of either or, that's the only thing that we do, I don't see it that way. And I actually think I love events personally, and I don't think we should see that as somehow necessarily wiping out the other kinds of activities. Do we still have mystery? I think we do. What's my favourite museum? That is such a hard question. But I have to be quite careful, because I work with museums. But in my own biography, one museum that has a very special place for me, partly because I got locked in one night, but I got out without staying there all night, is the Pitt Rivers Museum in Oxford, which is a kind of museum of a museum and an ethnographic or ethnological museum. And it still has the handwritten labels from its first curator. So it's packed with stuff. It's not doing the new museology thing, but it's a very, very special place. And I suppose what it does for me is it really raises questions about formats and makes me really think about the nature of a museum. And I love loads of other kinds of museums that do things in other ways, but if I have to pick one, I'll pick that for today.